we just go straight into Daima, right? Like,
Oh,
so
it's winning me over, man.
Well, let's talk about what's been pseudo confirmed first, right?
Okay.
So, although it hasn't been concretely stated, the leaks so far, which have been pretty accurate up until this point, says that Diamond's going to take place about a year after the defeat of Majin Buu. So before Super takes place.
What a waste.
But yeah, within that 10-year gap, right? That's leak 1. Leak 2 is apparently it is kind of like how we got Toriyama's take on Broly. This is going to be Toriyama's take on GT. Of like, if he was to do GT, this is what he would have done for it. Leak 3, apparently there's going to be some transformations that have been, I don't want to say fan requested, but definitely things that were quote unquote overlooked. So the most prevailing rumor is that Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 3 at some point during Daima. So, fellas, what? And again, remember, y'all were the same ones, and I was in agreement with y'all that we wanted to see more lore of the expanded Dragon Ball universe.
Okay. Here's what I meant. If I'm gonna do GT, in my head, I would have. Hey, Toriyama, listen. We don't need fake Trunks. We don't need to. It doesn't make any sense for us to go. Okay, you want to add Akai? Okay, but could it be Piccolo, Goku, Vegeta, maybe Yamcha, maybe Krillin, the Z Fighters on a trip in GT format? That I would have taken that, right? And can we not stay stuck between a timeline? Just saying.
That would be nice.
Can this be past? If this was past Dragon Ball Z, like the actual Dragon Ball Z where Oob is whatever, I would have taken that. Okay, because I would have treated Daima like, okay, that's one and done. Now let's look towards the future for real. You get what I'm saying? But the fact that this is again in between, not even after Super, and Super's not even after Dragon Ball Z. What are we doing, dog? What are we doing, man? What are we doing?
Fair point.
What are we doing? Like, I would have taken that. Okay, Vegeta can turn Super Saiyan 3. What's the point? He doesn't even use it anymore.
In Super, right? So
if the thing is now a waste of time, this is a year after. So, and it wasn't...
Oh, that's right. The toys.
Of course, the toys. the spray. What's that? Spray grounds backpacks.
Right.
We need this collaboration.
Think of the SH Figure Arts.
Oh my gosh, dog. Yeah, dog. Nah, man. This is honestly like it. I was so disappointed because the animation is just.
It looks great.
It's like they hired Buddy who did the Cell Saga recap.
Yeah. Yeah, and said go crazy.
And they said, and he went ham. You know what I'm saying? That was perfect Cell for real.
Yeah, it does. But one thing you can't say about Daima. Daima looks amazing visually.
I'm like, where was this in Super, man? Why didn't y'all treat Super like this?
Go ahead.
All right, well, first of all, if you really want to do this is his take on what he would have done for GT, I felt like the time period he chose is wrong. Because first of all, right after Majin Buu is like, bro, you're trying to jam too much into that one period. Because technically that's where Super is introduction. Now, my thing about it is, especially with the moral arc, you hinted Oob. You hinted him. You showed him. Mm-hmm. So why can't Daima be like, all right, the introduction, the tournament happens because, Goten and Trunks are adults now. Mm-hmm. And, we were happy to see them in Superhero. Okay, so the tournament happens. They meet Oob. Okay, this is where you change things up. Goku doesn't have to disappear from his family again to go to Kami's lookout and train some kid he just met. Mm-hmm. What happens during that time? And guess what? You don't have to turn them into children.
You could do whatever you want with them.
You do not have to turn them into children, bro. You don't have to do that. You do not have to do that.
To enjoy.
But okay. To just again, just for devil's advocate, I got to do it. If the parameters, because we're Americans that happen to enjoy the Dragon Ball franchise, right? We're aware of its effect, but we don't fully know how it's regarded in Japan, other than what we hear, right? So in Japan, apparently they look at Goku the way that people look at Superman, of like he's just this icon of like, it's almost like, what is Dragon Ball without Goku's involvement? So it's like, if you have someone who can go Ultra Instinct, does that make for the most compelling fights when this man is, approaching various levels of power if he's an adult?
Well, see, that's on them, because that's on them, bro. Because first of all, bro, like, and that's the thing about it is, when you think about the longevity of your franchise, you introduce all these color palette transformations and all that other stuff, but then how does it translate long term? Yes, I mean, but then but then see, this is what I loved about the other universe of Saiyans. They brought such a revival back to Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, and they were even reaching the next level. They revived it in such a beautiful way. It's like it showed you, like, bro, these forms matter. You don't always have to move on to the next best thing. Now, yes, Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, and whatever this thing going on with Gohan and Kai Power and stuff. Yes, it's a very interesting concept. But then, like, all right, if you're going to really try to get past this point, and I guess that's the crutch for everybody, GT is like Street Fighter 3 and Tekken 6. Like, there's this weird issue of how do we get past this point?
Good point.
But it's like, bro, like, you're going too much back and forth. Like, yes, there's a way that you can make, the Kai powers or the God powers that, maybe they lose them. Maybe something happens and then they just have to revert right back to their Saiyan powers. There's ways to do it, bro, and that's why I said, bro, like, because even when you introduced Super Saiyan Blue, I was like, well, bro, you kind of just made... Well, actually, no. When you gave Ultra Instinct, I was like, well, bro, you kind of made just the God transformations pointless now. Pointless. You just made it just a regular color palette.
Yeah.
Even that's how I felt about Golden and Black Frieza. I was like, bro, you already have the template.
Yeah.
All this other stuff is just foolishness. And I guess, like I said, bro, it's toys, it's marketing, but then that's no real spirit, bro. So I really say, like, yeah, bro, that's on them. That's on them. I don't like. Yes, Goku is an icon, but it kind of just goes back to what we were saying about Street Fighter and Tekken. It's like it kind of feels like none of these decisions have, like, they don't stick to them.
Yes,
it's always some gimmick that they just go back to, and it's like, but where's the true progression of the story? We've been asking for years. Please, can you make Goten and Trunks teenagers? Please.
Yeah.
You finally get it. They mess up the fusion. I was like, bro, come on. And then, even, I would say for Vegeta. Vegeta has shown such great character depth throughout Super, but you have just cheated him out of 2 major wins.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you brought Frieza back, which I didn't really agree with. So you took away his win from Frieza. Because I told people what I would have done when Vegeta was beating him up, you would have saw flashbacks of when Frieza beat him up on Namek, when he was like, bah, bah. Like, it was justice. Like, he finally has able to get peace about what happened.
Yeah.
And then even with Moro, Vegeta was such a pinnacle person in that fight because Vegeta felt he knows he owes them, the Mechians, a debt. He owes them a debt for who he was. Like, he wants, like, I want to do right by these people by saving their lives in the midst of the time limit that we have. I want to be able to, like, restore what they lost, what this person took from them, because just like how this person was an invader to them, I was that to them.
And now I want to return as a protector. Yeah.
But no. you just renege on these choices. And that's what my issue with Dragon Ball is that they're running out of too many gimmicks, and this story is just for aesthetics. And that's what I don't like. It's just for aesthetics. Like, yes, they're going to sell us the DLC characters, And especially due to the fate of the Toriyama, it's like, all right, after Daima's release, where do you stand? Are you going to continue with Super? Are you going to finish Super? Do you even know what you want to do with this black MasterCard looking Frieza? Do you? Do you even know? And I kind of feel like it's clearly showing you, bro, showing us they don't know what to do.
Which is wild because it's wild because you see what fans have come up with, and of course some of it is like ridiculousness, right? Like, get them whatever, like Goku fuses with Xeno and turns, like, some of it's ridiculous, right? But I'm like, to your point, it's like
Angel Goku,
exactly, right? Angel Goku and the God of Destruction Vegeta. It's like, okay, relax.
with the Gundam wings.
Relax, you know what I'm saying? Take let's reel it back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fans. But I think to your point, Tim, is like you just gave in 5 minutes, just you. Here is a way that you can grow Vegeta as a character rather than having an inferiority complex to Goku for the 45th time. Here's a way of like him still feeling true to his character without losing anything that makes him Vegeta. Right?
Oh my god! The baby Vegeta trailer did not help either. Because I'm like, look at Vegeta just get used.
Yeah, right.
Like baby's not even a true form. Baby's not a true form when you think about it. No, that's Vegeta.
Yeah. You're spinning your wheels on these characters and you don't have to. And like to the point of like not allowing it to go past Z, it's like that's how Goten and Trunks get ruined again, because we know at the end of the Z, they're slackers to a quote unquote, right? Like Goten doesn't want to train, Trunks is not as interested, but it's like, but if you go past Z, maybe like Gohan, they realize, you know what? Cell Max did almost destroy the Earth and we were a liability because we didn't know how to do the fusion dance. Maybe we should take this more seriously. But you can't, because then that will contradict with the end of Z.
But it doesn't make any sense that Trunks and Goten will be slackers, because they never showed that throughout their entire childhood.
They always love to fight.
They love to fight. Yeah. And at the same time, Trunks and Goten seem to be becoming even more interested in fighting. I love the ending of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, the reason
with that
why
slice of life episode.
To be honest, the reason why Goten became a bum is because, remember, Gohan married Videl, who's a rich girl. So they're no longer the poor family on some farm side.
Yeah, which is fine, right? But even that is like, there's still ways that you can still have that. And like, for example, like, again, using superhero as a template, it's like, yes, they kind of regress to the same old tired story with Gohan, but I appreciate that they didn't go the full way of like, he taught himself special beam cannon. It's like, okay, he's not a total. This is not the Gohan from Resurrection of Frieza arc anymore. Like, he at least takes it exactly. I'm like, at least he takes it somewhat seriously still. You know, like it's just like there's certain ways you can. This is a 40-year-old franchise. It's okay. It's okay. Let these characters grow a little bit. Yeah, okay, I get it. You're afraid because you missed the mark heavily with GT, right? You weren't able to do what you wanted to do, but try it again. You're clearly not afraid of retconning. Just try it again.
You know, we did that, but yeah. We're gonna
just try it again. At this point,
I mean, boy, like, and then the thing is, you have so much concepts that were amazing from the movies. You don't think you should pull into that bag? You can have a decent arc at each movie released with some great backstory. You got an ecosystem that's forming now with the Red Ribbon Army. What if the Red Ribbon Army? What's the opposite of a Red Ribbon Army? You know, because his direct competition is going to be Bulma.
You don't even have to do Earth.
You don't even have to do Earth anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, they introduced these beings in Super. They had like square heads, and they looked like sumo ish.
Oh yes, the protectors of the Super Dragon Balls. Yeah, who knows? Who knows, bro? That's what I'm saying. It's like you have all these things. Vegeta still hasn't gone to Universe 6 to see the original planet for the Saiyans. It's like
and
you
there
have
were two
so
Xenos?
many things you can do. The door is wide open. And for all the shortcomings that he might have as an artist, Toro is pretty good when it comes to concepts. Moro is a good concept. Granola, not so much. But I'm like,
They gotta leave the name tradition. They gotta get away.
They also gotta get away from that like that whole like Saiyan revenge storyline at some point. Like it's like I was wrong. My parents were wrong 60 years ago, and now I'm going to take it out on you. It's like okay,
plan to eradicate the Saiyans was Part not 6. The best. That should have ended after that. Man, that concept should have been flushed.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the same revenge story for the 45th time at all. There's just I feel like there's ways in which we can close out the pod. Is I just think that for as much as Daima's going to be interesting visually, right? For as much as it may explore, right? Of like, hey, maybe we'll go into the whole demon realm hierarchy, right? How does Deborah become the king of demons? Seems like an interesting concept.
But he's dead.
Right? No, I'm just saying like that hierarchy of like, of like, how does that even work? Because we've learned more about the Kai world, right? We know more about the gods and how they operate. But it's like, okay, this is an interesting premise, but are we gonna go into it the way that like is interesting, or like what are we doing here?
I don't know if y'all peeped in the trailer, but we got another Zamasu too.
Well, see, but that's the thing that's interesting, right? Is like apparently all the Kais in that universe look the same for a reason. Like that's an intentional choice. They're supposed to look that way. Whether they explore that or not, I don't know. But it's kind of similar to the Namekians, how like all the Namekians more or less look the same. It's the same thing. Like all the Kais look a similar way. They're like from like a divine tree or whatever the case may be that like causes them to have similar features. Which again, that's fine. Right? No, it's from Toriyama himself. Like I'm okay with this, but what are we doing with this concept? Are we doing anything? Is it just a way to like not have to come up with a new design? Like what's what's the end goal here? What at the end of Daima, what do I need? What do I expect
walk
to get?
Away with.
Yeah, right. Walk away with besides Super Saiyan 4 probably becoming canon. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. And even then that's gonna be a controversy. Like then why wouldn't he use it in Super?
Against Moro.
Against anybody.
Against Granola.
Yeah.
And that's where I think Dragon Ball Z, they're borrowing hints from like Heroes, where it's just becoming fan fiction. Like, oh yeah, Super is and technically an entirely different universe from Z. Oh, Daima is the same thing. It's just they're just now just creating all these fan fiction universes now.
Yeah, they get animated and stuff like that.
To piggyback from Z, like, oh yes, this happened right after that. But no, it's a different universe.
Will we ever see Vegeta's brother again? Who knows? Next time on retcons and plot holes.
Yeah, it's becoming fan fiction, bro. That's exactly what it is. It's fiction.
The fact that they ended Heroes, which was their money maker. Yeah. Let's wrap it up.
They ran out of ideas.
They ran out of what ifs, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They ran out of what ifs.
You got Bane. You got Bane. Bane Broly. Cucumber.
Oh my gosh. And some of those ideas were fire. Like S-Rank, you pointed this out. I was like, what if Turles never stopped eating the Tree of Might? That's a good concept. What if Dr. Willow did find a different body? That's a great concept. Where is this in the main timeline?
You had hearts. I said, y'all ain't want to put the pause on hearts and say, hey, this actually makes sense.
Yeah, let's flush this out.
Let's flush this out. I'm like, y'all just squandered. Even the villain of Heroes was like, you got Kabuto running around in Dragon Ball Z. Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah.
You feel me? But like, I like.
Yeah. I don't know.